So I had a mechanic get mad at me. I'm pretty sure he was a mechanic, but didn't mean to insult the guy, but I'm also not here to apologize to him. But let's get into it. We're in a Model Y here, full self-driving. Let's just put in our destination. We want to go to Costco today. Take me to Costco, Eve.
Right. Navigating to Costco Wholesale on Park Avenue Boulevard.
Awesome. So I did a video. I thought it was very funny. I was at the auto parts store yesterday, and I was picking up some windshield washer fluid for this car. And we make jokes in the Tesla community all the time. They're not meant to offend or whatever, but we make jokes that the only two maintenance issues with these cars are tires, number one, which you need about every 50,000 miles. Pretty normal, like any other car. But then also windshield washer fluid, because, you know, with full self-driving, our windshield washes itself. It's not doing it right now because it's raining, but you've seen my videos before where when it decides it wants to clean the camera up here, the wipers will do this little dance and shoot some fluid up there and clean them. Anyway, I did this silly little video. It's on this channel, and it was a parody of the Piano Man song. And I said, you know, it's 9 o'clock on a Saturday and the regular crowd is not shuffling in, and the manager is not giving me a smile, because in the auto parts store yesterday on a Saturday like 11 a.m. or whatever time it was, there's nobody there. And the reason there's nobody there is the passion for cars is gone, and it's fading farther than it already is, faster than it ever has in history. That's not all because of Tesla. You know, much of that is because cars are much better, much more reliable now than they ever were, as you know. And the EV market is growing, and it's going to grow. And when you have a car that I'm sitting in that drives me anywhere I want to go, I mean, come on, man. I charge it at home. I don't need to go to a gas station and blah, 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 blah. But anyway, a mechanic, I'm pretty sure he was a mechanic, commented, and he said something to the effect of, you know, obviously, if you're going to throw all your money at Tesla, you have never turned a wrench in your life. Well, that got me started. It turns out, let me give you a little bit about my history. I've been turning wrenches since I could breathe. I grew up in a big family, 10 kids. I was the youngest of 10. Now I want to give you this setup here. I have I have two now, but three brothers much older. Then I had 6 sisters, and then me. So I was a very, very young boy around much older brothers, and they were car crazy. My one brother was a mechanic, and I followed in his footsteps. First of all, before I even went into a mechanic apprenticeship, I could rebuild engines, I could rebuild cars, you name it. Ask me a question. Ask me in the comments what I could do. Not in today's vehicles, because that's a whole other world. But back then, there was nothing I couldn't do with a car. I could diagnose, I could fix, I could build, I could rebuild engines, I could set heads, I could set pistons, I could, you know, put rings, whatever. Crankshafts, drive shafts. Set points. Back then we had points and plugs, and anyway, this guy doesn't have a clue what he's talking about, but that's not the point. The point is, I don't do these videos about Tesla to make people angry. You need to understand, especially if you're a mechanic, there is a paradigm shift, and it's happening right now, and there is a movement away from car culture, and if you don't see it coming, you will be the equivalent of the guy who was selling video or selling cassette tapes, let's say, in the 80s. You will be extinct. There may be a handful of you that will survive, but You need to know this is coming. Industries come and go all the time. And the combustion engine automobile industry is no different. And even if the combustion engine stays around forever, the technology in the cars, the reliability in the cars is going to have to get much better. If you are a company that is building combustion engine vehicles, if you can't build them to have the same maintenance, which is almost zero, as a Tesla or as a Rivian or as a Chinese EV or any other EV on the planet, you are destined for failure. It's not, you will not survive. So when you have guys like me on here doing these videos, you get angry. You're either in denial or you know what's coming. But getting mad at me is not going to fix anything. I highly suggest that you start preparing for this. I mean, I could not believe, as a mechanic, a car guy, a Nascar guy, I love cars. I still sometimes can't believe that I love a Tesla. I would never have considered myself to be that guy. And when I drove my first Tesla, which was in 2022, we bought a Model 3. I can't imagine driving anything else. And I certainly can't imagine actually even driving a car. I mean, I've been talking to you for what, 5-10 minutes or whatever it's been? Have I touched the steering wheel once? Have I touched the gas pedal once? Have I even paid attention to what's going on around me? I haven't. I am staring out the window because there's a camera up here that watches me if I don't do that. And if you're going to get mad at me for throwing my money at Tesla, who's throwing money away? Is it me or you? And I want to leave you with a final thought. I don't know if you're paying attention to what's going on in Canada. Canada has a bug up its ass because of the United States. I get it. There's a trade war going on. They're pissed off at Trump. They're pissed off at America. This is not a political channel, but they're making a deal with China now to reduce all tariffs on Chinese imported vehicles. That's great. That's going to hurt Tesla. It's going to destroy the auto market. It's going to destroy legacy auto in Canada. We all know the Chinese EVs are really good and they're really cheap. You will destroy your economy. And you know who can immigrate to the United States more than anybody? People with skills. People with skills can come here. You know how many mechanics are going to want to leave Canada and come to the United States? They'll be able to come here and get jobs because right now there's actually a shortage of mechanics. That's because there's a shortage of people who are willing to do blue-collar type work with their hands, learn how to fix engines, do apprenticeships. But that's going to change. If you start getting an influx of mechanics from Canada, and let's face it, if you're going to leave Canada, probably the easiest place to go is the United States, especially if you have a skill. So, anyway, to the mechanic who got mad at me, don't be mad at me, man. You're mad at the wrong guy. Anyway, thanks for watching. I hope this helps somebody, and I hope that these videos that me and the other influencers are doing, I'm not an influencer, I don't even have, this channel is a joke, but I just love doing this because I love talking about this stuff. But I hope you understand that the people who are sending out this information to you are not doing it to make you mad. They're doing it to make you aware. You know, sometimes I'll tell my wife stories about something that happened with Tesla. And she's like, how come nobody else talks about this? Nobody else knows about this. I said, I know, because most people are not paying attention. And that's why we're telling people, we're trying to notify people about what's coming. So anyway, thanks for watching. I appreciate you all. Like, subscribe, share the video.